Hello. Strap yourselves in, people. It might be a long one. Hello and welcome to episode 39 of Country Bumpkin Creates. My name is Lucy. You can find me on Instagram as country_bumps or on Ravelry as Country Bumps. It's been a while, hasn't it? Looking at my show notes, my last episode was the 1st of June. 1st of June. And now we are, I don't know how we've got here so quickly, but it is today, the Monday, the 4th of, I was going to say 4th of June then, but it's not. It's the 4th of November. January felt like it was 6 months long, and then everything else in between has just gone, and October felt like it was a week. It's been a few months. It's been a long, hard few months. I've increased my hours at work, so I'm now working 4 days a week. I'm only doing 22 hours, so it's split over the 4 days, but I've like tripled my hours effectively, or my contracted hours. But also the lady who does the cash office, so all the money that comes out the tills, etc., has to be processed and sent off for banking, all that sort of stuff. She was going on a holiday in September and there was nobody to cover her, so that was really useful. So at the end of July and throughout August, I was doing an extra 2 days a week. So I was doing an extra day, actually, sorry. So I was doing 5 days a week learning the cash office, and then throughout September again was doing 5 days a week because there were a couple of days where Laura, the lady I was covering, and then she was away. So, and then I've done a few days, extra days in October because things have happened in the cash office. So, and then, but when I do the cash office, I'm in work for 7 a.m. because you have to do the change run on the tills, make sure they've got adequate change in them. And I like to do that before the store opens and before the general public are in, because you're walking around with quite a lot of money. I'm on the scrunt. There we go. That's better. That's better. I'm not that way now. Yeah, so that was, then so Laura was away the beginning of September. Before she came back, we've basically like overlapped by half a week. So I was supposed to have 2 weeks off. The first part of the week I had to go in and cover the Monday in the cash office. So I had the end 2 weeks of September off. But we had so I did that on the Monday. I know I didn't have enough holiday, so I had to work the Wednesday morning. So I work all day on a Wednesday now. So I do 8 till 4:45 on a Wednesday. I had to work the Wednesday morning because I didn't have enough holiday to have the whole 2 weeks off. So I worked the Wednesday morning till, I think I worked till 2. And then the Wednesday evening we set up for our quilt group's exhibition, which was 3 days. So I had that Wednesday evening, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday was in. It was full on. It was so busy. We had a really good exhibition. We had over 650 people over the 3 days, so it was fabulous. We were so lucky to get all those people. So that was like bum straight into that. And then the Monday after, so quilt exhibition was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday was like dropping things back to people because we've got a trailer, so like picking up the quilt stands and all that sort of stuff. So Sunday was taken up doing that and just basically recovering. And then Monday morning we went to Wales for 4 nights. So we had, it was lovely actually. We rented this beautiful little cottage in Pembrokeshire, and just spent quite a lot of time on the beach. The beaches are beautiful in Wales. Spent a lot of time just on beaches walking. The weather wasn't brilliant. We had one day where it lashed down all day, so luckily I had sewing and knitting and things like that to keep me occupied that day. And we just chilled basically because obviously Nigel had a busy summer here on the park. So yeah, it's just been like life. It's just, I don't know where these months have gone. And like I say, October has just gone in the absolute blink of an eye. I'm just looking at my show notes. I've had quite a few finishes over the... How long have I not been here? June, July, August, September, October. Over the 4 months. But a lot of them I haven't got because they were gifts for people. So I've got some FOs, one of which I finished last night, which has not had an end woven in, or it hasn't been blocked or anything like that. I've done a few workshops. I did an Indian block printing workshop a couple of weeks ago with Rach. That was here in Tavistock. That was brilliant. We did Christmas cards, wrapping paper, and like Christmas tags. I've got it to show you. I'll show you that later. I've done a couple of sewing workshops. And yesterday we had a Stitch Fest in Newton Abbot. So it was nice to be with my ladies. Unfortunately, Imogen couldn't make it. So it was me, Rach, Sophie, and Rachel's mother-in-law, Jan, who's like joined in on our little band. So it's lovely. It was nice to catch up with all of our favourite dyers. John and Claire from Bird Street were there. Drinking game. There's going to be a lot of that today. John and Claire, Bird Street. It was lovely to see Laura from Bellica, Joe from Joe Knit Sews. I finally got to meet the lovely Shirley from Under an English Sky. I'm sure there's people... Oh, Sophie at Pixie Yarns. Crafty Bird, which name I've completely forgotten. I want to say Louise, but I don't think it is Louise. Balls. I can't remember what her name is. Sorry, lovely lady. Menopause brain. I'm sure it is Louise. Anyway, I'll be pondering that the rest of the day now. So yeah, that was lovely. I'm sure there's people I've missed out who caught up with a few friends that were there, you know, said hello, people I haven't seen for a while, which was really nice. Yeah, I think came home yesterday. I had a workshop on Saturday, a sewing workshop, which I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, I've had a lovely weekend, a really crafty, lovely weekend. We had, like I say, sewing workshop Saturday, Stitch Fest yesterday. I've got a little bit of yarn to show you from yesterday. I went to the Festival of Quilts in August. Was that really August? Yes, it was, because it was Nigel's birthday, day after Nigel's birthday. Which was lovely. I've never been to Festival of Quilts before. Really enjoyed it. Again, bought just a little smidge of fabric while I was there. Didn't go too mad, actually, which, you know, you'll be pleased to know. I have been knitting, but knitting time, work is seriously getting in the way of my knitting time, which is really not nice. Sorry, I just had to wet my whistle. I think that's all of the catch up. That's like 9 minutes of just waffle. I do apologise. Anyway, it's lovely to have you all back. Hello to any new people. If you are new here, there's no editing that goes on. What you see is what you get. Oh, should we do what I'm wearing? I am wearing the Tenure. I'll promise I won't flash my boobs this time. Or try not to, anyway. It is a fade. So the Tenure has this lovely... No flashing, Lucy, no flashing. This lovely lace detail at the bottom. So it's a bottom-up t-shirt. It's by Caitlin Hunter. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm sure it's Caitlin Hunter. Boylan Knitworks. She did a series of t-shirts based on places in Italy. And this is in a fade by Bird Street Yarn. Drink. That they no longer do. But I think it's been like reinvented into... I'm sure this is like the precursor of Just Rust. Or these two like mixed together. Or this might be Just Rust. I can't remember. But this was like one of their early early yarns. And it was 3 yarns based on a set, like a fade set, based on different things about Isambard Kingdom Brunel. And my husband, that's his engineering hero. He's got a big sleeve tattoo of Isambard stood behind that, the big chains and the entrance to Box Tunnel and all that sort of stuff. It is a really, as a work of art, it's a fantastic tattoo. So it had to be done, and it was perfect to make this t-shirt out of. So like I say, it's a bottom up, not my preferred style of construction, I must admit, because it's difficult to try on, but I love it. It's got, you know, it's got the right amount of, it's got the amount of positive ease I like. It's so easy to wear. But casting on like 400 odd stitches to start was not fun. Like I say, yeah, it's got this beautiful lace detail. I nearly flashed again then. Oh, what's wrong with you? Yeah. I've got some gnomes sat here. This is going to be a gnome heavy episode, because it's pretty much the only FOs I've got. I've got two. Oh, actually, I've got two shawls as well, but the rest of it is gnome. Should we get on with it? We're now at 12 minutes of waffle. Right then. The first FO is... Oh, let me get my project page. If you're new here, I keep this book that has all my project information in it. So I started it in this January, so it's got like the name of the project, the yarns that I've used, needles, start and finish date, and then what yarns I used, or the yarn amounts I used, because I keep a running total throughout the year of yarn in and yarn out, and we are very much in deficit of yarn out compared to yarn in. But, you know, I've got to keep my yarn shop stacked, you know, behind us, haven't I? You know, I've got yarn in bags everywhere that needs sorting out and putting away. I have got a Destash page on the Instas, and I'll link it below. So I am destashing some yarns, and I'm going to be adding to my destash as time goes on, because I want to change up the layout of my room. So I'm gradually going through stuff to try and condense down the amount of yarn I've got. Or either that, or I need to find somebody who can make me live to 650 years old so I can use it all. But hey ho, I've got to spend our money on something. Don't drink, don't do drugs. You know. Sorry, I told you it's going to be bonkers. This is the Stripometry shawl by Stephen West. So it's a modular shawl done in different stripe sections. I absolutely fell in love with this when it came out, and I loved the colour palette. It hasn't been, my ends are woven in, I just haven't blocked. I don't trim my ends till I've blocked, but looking at it, I'm not sure it needs blocking. But I will block it. So it is a triangular shawl, like I say, done in all these different stripe sequences. Oh, it's so sweet. And what drew me to it was the colour palette that he used. This is very similar to the original colour palette that Stephen West used, but it was done in La Bien-Aimée, and we ain't got no pennies for La Bien-Aimée. So when we went to Wonderwool, I don't know if I showed this as a whip before or not. No. When we went to Wonderwool, oh goodness, back in April, my mission was to find the yarn, there's similar colours to, so it was like this lavendery purple. It's a bit darker than it's showing. I've got the light on. Actually, I might not need the light on, but and then this speckle with this lime green, purple, and then this like neon yellow. And it took me ages. We walked around and around and around and around. it was trying to find the speckle that was the issue. And the lovely Laura from Bellica Yarns was there. And in her bargain box, she had the exact speckle I was looking for. So at first we could only find it on DK. This is fingering weight. We could only find it on DK, and she was like, "Oh, I'll dye you one. I'll dye you one." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then Rach was rifling through the rest of the boxes. Somebody had put a fingering in the DK box right down the bottom. I don't know whether they were like Stanley sneaky trying to keep it for later. Anyway, so we found a fingering weight one, and my little heart was happy. So this, it had no name on it, this speckle, but it's beautiful. And Laura got it right. And the purple's showing better back here. The purple is Bird Street Yarn, drink, Beauregard. And the neon yellow, yellowy green, is a Radioactive by Antidote Yarns. And it was one of those where I couldn't find the right neon that I wanted. And we were just wandering around, and we were looking at a stall, and I turned around and there it was on the wall. I was like, oh, that's what I want. So my little heart was happy because I found what I wanted. But I really enjoyed knitting this shawl. Lots of like short rows and different width of stripes. It's so squishy because it's all garter. So it's so squishy and warm. And as always, I-cord edging. Yeah. And I used a total of, it was nearly 1,000 meters. I used 365 meters of this, or nearly 366. The speckle, I used 379.6 meters. And the purple, that was for you, Bex, the purple, was 251 meters. So it's great for using up like odd skeins that, you know, if you've got lots of single skeins, as we have here, it's great for that, because you can put all sorts of colour combos together. So that's my first FO. My second FO. Oh, I didn't bring the torch in. Hold your bum a minute, I'll be back. We're back. Hair's looking a bit wild today. Yeah. I needed something for disco time in a minute. Going raving. My next FO is the Go-Go Dynamo mystery knit along that Stephen West has just brought out. This is literally finished off the needles at like 9:30 last night, so it's not had one end woven in, it's not been blocked, but it is done. I haven't done, there's an option to do a bottom border, which I'm not going to do because I just wanted it done. I don't know why, because it's a fun shawl, but I've just found it really tedious, and I think it's because I haven't had the time to dedicate to it, which is really annoying, and that's why it's taken me like weeks. I started it the day it's the MCAL started, so it's taken me a month effectively. So it's taken a little while. It's been out and it's been all over the Instagram, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want to see it, look away, but I'm sure you've seen lots by now. I'm going to switch the light off but I don't know if it's going to be too dark with the light off. It's quite sunny outside, so it should be, oh, that's better. There we go, that's better. So this is the Go-Go Dynamo by Stephen West. It was really clever. This was the first clue. These boobies, they look a bit boobyish, don't they? So you started here with you did 3 of these semicircles and then joined them, and then you did these like bubbles, and then there's brioche, but there was an option for eyelets. And then you did these triangles, which took me forever. And then you picked up along here and did this bit, which is these really cool, like, bobbles and some slip stitches. Yeah, really cool. It's flipping up a bit because, again, it hasn't been blocked. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Whoa. So it is knit in, get your drinks ready, Bird Street yarn, in their neon nep, which, if you haven't seen the neon nep, this little fella is what I went out to get just now, because we're going to go raving. So the neon neps, if you can see them, fluoresce under the, don't know which is, there we go, that's probably better. Look how cool is that? So you could wear it to a rave. I don't know, it's not that easy to show on camera. It needs to be really dark, I think, for it to show properly. But yeah, it's got these, you can see them here, these like neon. I'm not going to show, oh, it's really cool back here, but you, it's not showing on camera very well. It's not. Oh, you got sort of got it there then, but they're like really cool. So under the, like a, oh sorry, just blinded you then. Under a blue light, they show up really well. So I did all in neon nep and Bird Street fluff, which is Surrey alpaca, because we don't do mohair, because mohair gets up your nose and in your eyeballs and makes you itch, or it does for me anyway. So we've got the minty green is Miami, the pinky salmon is Sassy, and then this purple again is Beauregard. Such a beautiful colour. It's like a lavendery. So yeah. And Stephen West suggests 2 skeins of each colour, but I didn't go into my second skein of the contrast colour, which is this. But if I hadn't had the fluff, I would have, because I've put the fluff in places where you would use the second colour. So, and if I'd done the border, I would have, because you're supposed to do like another, like some garter, garter and reverse stockinette and stockinette stripes on the bottom, but it's going to be massive without that. Once it's blocked, it's going to be huge. So, you know, what if once it's stretched out and blocked, it's going to be huge anyway. And I just wanted it off the needles because I've got other stuff that I want to knit. But I have predominantly, this has been like my main project throughout the whole of October. So it was a total of 1,167 meters for that. Right, now, you ready for a gnome parade? I've got 4 gnomes that I've got here to show you. I did knit another one, but Claire had an operation on her it sounded horrific what they had to do on her tooth, so I sent it to her as a little nursey, keep her safe. And she was called Ganancy the Gnurse. Yep. So we have the next one, this one. So I've been trying to do one a month. I've failed miserably for October because life just got in the way, and I wanted to get the MCAL done. So this was July's gnome. I think actually this was to replace June's, which I'd knit and gave to Claire. So this is Normanda, the gnome. Normanda, the gnome. And she get your drinking ready. She is knitting all Bird Street. This is their Birdwatcher mini set. So it's this beautiful brown blue speckle. This tealy blue dress, which does actually, you can take her dress off. This like all woodland brown. It's showing it's darker than it is. And then she had these really cool plaits, her little I-cord arms. So she was really cool. And these literally take next to no yarn. She was a total of 89 meters. But I used no more than 10 grams of yarn for that. The most I've used is 8.6 grams. And that was the body and the arms. So they're great for using up scraps. Or mini skeins or whatever. The next one is this one, who is Ganelli. And the pattern is Oh No You Didn't. These are all by Imagine Landscapes, who is Sarah Shearer. So she's got this really cool, like, funky tricorn hat, a little scarf, and I overstuffed her body so her little short arms don't fit in her pockets. But my stepson is very tight with his money, so we always say he's got long pockets and short arms. So this one's after him, I think. Yeah. So this is the little thrifty gnome who doesn't like spending her money because she's got short arms, long pockets. So she's very cute with her little scarf. Then the next two were Mystery. Oh, hello. A bit close. Welcome to your close-up. Was it a mystery? This is Natty, the Unexpected Gnome, because this was a free knit along, free mystery knit along that Sarah did to for when her new book came out. So he's a little rotund little fella, and I've got poly beads. So when I stuff them, this like section at the bottom I fill with poly beads and then put another bit of polyfill under or over the top of that to stop them all falling out. So this is, I don't know any, the only yarns I know are the nose. I tend to try and use all the same pink for the noses, so you can see they've got the same sort of nose and their hands are all done. And that's a very old, she doesn't die anymore, Sarah's Texture Crafts. And the beard, I hold a Homespun House, the Resurrection Stone, and undyed fluff to give them a little bit of a fluffy beard. So he was very cute. So he was a mystery, like I say, free mystery knit along. And then we got, this is, look at the size of this one. Isn't it cute? This is Gnok. So Gnok was also a mystery, and she tends to do a mystery every sort of September. So this was September's gnome. This again was a lot of knitting. So normally you use like less than 10 grams, and this you needed 50 grams of your self striping, 50 grams of your main colour. But look at her little stripy socks, aren't they cute? And then obviously your beard gnome, beard yarn. Oh my god, got gnomes on the brain. Obsessed with the thing. I went to IKEA yesterday. They had this, or Gonk, I suppose. He's about that long. Like, stand up. Oh, just, I couldn't leave him behind. He had to come home with me. So yarns I used here were, this is Christmas at Grimold Place by London House Yarns. I was just trying to think then. This emerald colour is a Nora George Yarns, which was from one of her Shaw clubs she did. And again, this is Sarah's Texture Crafts, and the Resurrection Stone and Undyed Fluff held together, which gives them a really cool sort of, but I've run out of the Resurrection Stone, but I found something, another mini skein that I had that's very, very similar. But, and yeah, she had little, and this again was a mystery, so it came in, and like the first bit you knit was the nose and just this bit of the leg. So I was like, are they going to be legs? Are they going to be arms? I knew it was going to be a big gnome because of, and then you've got the hat. So the hat does, yeah, so the hat comes off. So then you've got the hat pattern, as like, and that was there was a lot of knitting in that. And then his little body, or his big body. I haven't pulled the hat down far enough now. I shouldn't have taken the hat off, really. There we go. Covers up the top of his beard now. Yeah, and his little floppy hat hangs over. He's really cute. So he sits and protects all the little gnomies now. He's like the big protector. Very cute. Very, very cute. Very cute. Very cute. I am a bit gnome obsessed, as if you hadn't gathered. I also finished 4 emotional support chickens. I did one for my sister, which I think you saw as a whip in the last episode. Then I did 2 more. I did one for Holly, one for Albana, who's my niece and my great niece. They wanted, I did Holly, she wanted like all pastel colours. If you're on my Instagram, you'll have seen them. So Holly wanted all pastels. Initially, Albana had said she wanted the same as what I'd made Mama, my sister, her grandma. And then she saw Holly's and decided she wanted Holly, so I had to do 2 straight off, like back to back. Because we were going to, what did we go to? Oh, we went to see Peter Katie in the O2. So we were meeting them, because they live in London. And we were meeting them the next day. So I had to do 2 the same fairly quickly together to take up when we were going there. James, the lovely James and Matt from James Makes Yarn, who is James Makes Things on Instagram. They got married yesterday. Woo! Congratulations, guys. Looking forward to seeing the photos. I lost the plot. So Rach and I picked out, when they vended at Flock in June time. Yeah, it was June. And we were like, oh, so what colours are you having at your wedding and all this sort of stuff. So James was like describing their colour scheme. So I came home and it was like a pinky purple mood, you know, that sort of. So Rach, that's not Rachel's colours. So Rach and I devised a plan while we were there that we would knit them both an emotional support chicken and take them to the Newbury show in September that we were going to, and James was vending at, and give them as like a wedding present between us. So I came home, went through my stash, found like 8 or 10 different yarns that were in that colour scheme, and Rachel and I made them emotional support chickens, and they were overwhelmed with them. So that was really nice. They're really nice. They were completely knit worthy, absolutely knit worthy. And I messaged James on Saturday to say good luck for tomorrow. Hope, you know, have a fantastic day. And he sent me a picture, and the emotional support chickens were on their bed, ready to help calm the nerves. So that was really nice, really nice. But again, if you're on my Instagram or if you're on James's Instagram, you'll have seen those. And then what else did I do? While we were on holiday in Wales, I made, from the Harry Potter knitting book by Tanis Knits, I made, Albana's really into Harry Potter, or she was, she's changed her mind now. They've got like little knitted characters of Harry, Ron and Hermione, and so I knitted those for her birthday. She's 7. How is she 7? It's not, no, not happening. I think that's about it for FOs. Yeah, no more FOs other than that. I think I finished a pair of socks, but they're in my sock rotation somewhere and I can't remember which ones they were, so I didn't take a picture, because that's, you know, that's how we roll. You'll have seen them as tubes anyway at some point, but again, my thing of knitting a pair of socks a month, that's flown out the window as well, because at the moment there are not enough hours in the flipping day. Right, so because the Go-Go Dynamo has been taking up a lot of my time, I haven't really got a lot on the needles at the moment. I mentioned earlier that Sarah from Imagine Landscapes has brought out a new book, and it is Gnomes, a gnome book. And it's, I can't remember how many are in there, but they are like, some of them are mix and match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 altogether. So here are some of them. So this guy is very similar to the mystery one that she did, but he's got some cables on his body, and you've got a colourwork one there, you've got a Marley one, you've got one with a loopy beard. So this guy here, he's actually on the front, easier to see on the front. He's got like a swirly hat and this little loop on his beard. You can put his arm through. It's really cute. So that's the one. So my aim is to knit all of these that are in the book as well. I'm just trying to find Nolan. There he is. So the one I'm doing, one I've started is Nolan. Here he is, and it's so clever because this book is written, she's included, so you can do them in either fingering weight or DK, and some of them you can mix and match. You can do like different hats on them, you can do different beards, so she gives you just like a recipe, and then the world is your oyster. But some of them are they do have their own individual pattern, but I think 4 out of the 8 you can mix and match. So here is what I said, he can put his little arm through his beard. I just think it's so cute. So I'm doing him in fingering weight, and I literally, this is as far as we've got. Oh, I'm all in a tangle. And I knit a majority of this. I did a Macmillan coffee morning in work, and we raised over £150, because we've got one of my dear colleagues is having chemo at the moment, and we've got a few that are cancer survivors in store. So it's a thing close to our hearts at the moment. This is really blowing out. It's like a peachy and a mint. So he's got the stripes. So I don't know. I can't remember who these. I'm not sure. I've even got labels for these. So that's the colours I'm using at the moment, which are really blowing. I've got a feeling this might be a Somerset Yarns. It's really blowing out. It's a lot pinker and peachier than it's showing. Might be better back there. So that's the ones I'm using at the moment. And then for the body, I'm going to use, oh my lord, Sassy, which is what I use the neon nep in my shawl. I'm just going to use the ordinary skein of that. Yeah, I haven't got a label. I think they were just random minis in my random mini box. Oh, got one of them, haven't we? Or they were leftovers or something. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, so the body's going to be Sassy from Bird Street. Drink. So I'm really looking forward to. Oh, that was my tummy rumbling then. I apologise if you heard that. So that's going to be what I'm concentrating on now, because I want to get him finished because I think he's really cute. And the other thing I've got on my needles, which has been on the needles for feels like 10 years, is a sock chip. This is my like going out knitting. I'm near the end is now though, and like if we've got like a speaker at quilt group or WI or something like that, I take it along and just knit. So I've just done a cuff at one end, and I'm just knitting and knitting until the ball runs out. So I haven't got much more to go. So this is a Twisted Limone, who again no longer dies, and it's called Little Bird's Party. So that my aim is to get at least the tube finished this month, if not the made into some socks, or at least chopped up to be ready to be made into socks. So I would like to give, I'll easily get 2 pairs of socks out of a 100-gram tube. So I want to make a pair for my sister for Christmas. And the contrast I'm using for the heels, toes and cuffs is Cerebim by Urban Pearl, which is a really light pink. It's coming out peachy there, but cannot get the light right in this room. It's quite a dark room where I want to rearrange stuff, and I'm going to paint. At the moment, the walls are blue from when Nigel's son used to live with us, and he wanted it blue. So I'm thinking I'll just go white, or because I use this room for my quilting and stuff, so good light is like imperative, really. That's all the whips is at the moment. Also, I wondered if you could help me. I am looking for a jumper pattern. Probably I have this yarn, which is Christmas at Barbie's. It's on Sparkle, and I have this. I'm going to do this. It's really blowing out. I'm going to do this as the ribbing. So the neck, the cuffs, and the bottom ribbing. And I've also bought. This is going to be my Christmas jumper. Again, they're both Bird Street yarns. Drink. This rainbow sequin yarn that I'm going to hold with it as well. And I want a jumper that is. I haven't got the tags in it. I'm just trying to work out what yarns are, but I don't think I've got the tags or something. There. Yes, I have. So this is Christmas at Barbie's, and it's got Stellina in it. Oh, you can see a little bit of it there. That's better. Once the camera sorts its light out. Maybe I need to get a decent camera while I'm using my phone. So it's Christmas at Barbie's on the Sparkle by Bird Street. And the contrast is Mummy kissing Santa. And the Sparkle is, I think it's just a King Cole. Yeah. King Cole Cosmos. And I want a jumper so it's fingering weight. I want a boxy, but not the boxy by Hohe. I want something with a decent amount of positive ease in it, but not massive amounts of ease. I want just like a normal jumper, I don't know whether I want a t-shirt or not, because I'm going to be wearing it at Christmas. But as a menopausal lady, I do get hot. So, I don't know. or I might do 3/4 sleeves. But I want something that is comfy, and I've been through Ravelry and I can't find what I want. Ideally raglan. So if you've got any suggestions on a thing, I can find loads, but they're all DK. So I really want a fingering weight, boxy-ish. Do I want it cropped? But then I can adjust the length, so it's not a problem. So if you know of anything like that, please let me know. I might be looking for like a unicorn pattern that I can never find, that I can't find. So yeah, I might have to, you know, make it up as I go along type thing. But it's just getting this area to fit correctly, and then the body I can always increase stitches out if I need to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So if you've got any suggestions, because I've looked, you know, you can be hours trawling Ravelry, and I have been hours trawling Ravelry. Yeah. So, okay. That's all the knitting portion. If you're not interested in any sewing related things, I might have to stop and take some stuff off my camera, off my phone, because it's running out of room. There will be a sewing patchwork sewing element to the next section. So if you're not interested in that, thank you very much for watching. If you're just quite happy to listen to me waffle on, then please stay. So I will stop a minute and remove some stuff, and then I'll be back. Right, hello, we're back. Okay, first quilting thing I'm going to show you is on Facebook. I joined a mini quilt swap group, and again, if you're on Instagram, you'll have seen this. If I remember, I'll insert a photo of what I made here. To send to my partner. So it was just like a mini patchwork quilt, really. And you had like clues as to what your so I didn't send to the same person who made for me, so we were all mixed up. And so you had to give like info on what colours you liked, what you didn't like, what sort of things you like, you know, whether you like trees or cats or, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then try and find patterns that would be suitable. The one that I swapped with, as you will have seen from the picture, if I remember to put it in, she liked blues, she liked trees, nature, all that sort of stuff. So I found a pattern that was a big quilt made up of lots of these little like trees. Well, they weren't little. It turned out it was quite big. It was actually bigger than, it was longer than what it should have been. I can't remember what the maximum size was, but I was like 3 inches over. And you had like a swap mama who, if you had any issues or anything like that, so I just messaged her and said, look, it's going to be 3 inches bigger than what it says. And she was like, don't worry about it. It's just so somebody doesn't make you like a bed size quilt. Effectively. So that's the one I made, and then this is what I received. I said I liked bright colours, rainbows, geometric designs, pretty much. To be honest, I would have been happy with whatever I got. So my swap partner, the amazing Lorraine, made this for me. I think it's so cool. It's like interlocking hexagons. Yeah, they are. I'm just counting the size. They are hexagons. So clever. So clever. So once this room has been decorated and moved around, then I'll hang it up. And then she made this really adorable embroidered table runner. Look the work that's gone into just that. So you had to include a gift. So yeah, the work that just went into that was absolutely amazing. So thank you very much, Lorraine. Not that you're probably not watching this. And for our quilt exhibition, I did manage to get a quilt finished, much to my... Sorry, I just dropped something on the floor. Much to my surprise. Just going to take the label off it. So this is a pattern called Jelly Roll Twist. It's made with one jelly roll, which, if you're not in the quilting world, is a jelly roll is strips of... They're cut into 2.5-inch strips. And you get like 40-ish in a strip. So this is... I made this... So you use one jelly roll and one charm pack, which is 5-inch squares. I was just trying to lean over to get something, and you ended up on the floor. So, oops. I'll try and cut that out if I can. I used this jelly roll, which is called Sunnyside by Camille Ross Kelly. Is the designer. It's a Moda. She's a designer for Moda Fabrics. And yeah, so it says there, a jelly roll is 2.5-inch strips. And then I just used another Moda, just a plain white for the charm pack. So you just cut the strips, just sewed like 2 strips together, and then cut them into different sections, and then like rotated them. It's so difficult to show a quilt. I don't think I'd take a photo of this. I didn't show it on Insta. So jelly roll it's from the Sunnyside fabric collection. Sorry, I've got cat hair on there. So all the colours are from the collection. So I knew they all went together. So yeah, so you had your strips, cut them up. Some you cut different, you cut some different sizes to make whether it went this way. So then you joined, so the shorter strips you joined to the charm pack, and then you added this longer strip along the top, and then twist and turn them. So it was a free pattern from a Fat Quarter Shop in America. And then I just machined quilt it. I just quilted in the ditch, so you'll probably be able to see that on the back better. This is my backing, so you can see I've just gone down where the rows joined, and then around the squares. And it was quite nice because I am a beginner quilter, so it was nice for people to see a range of quilts from beginners to... So a lot of people were like, oh, I could do that, because it's a good beginner, because you're not sort of doing accurate piecing of like a complex patchwork, so you don't have to worry too much if your corners don't match up or anything like that. So yeah, so that was my exhibition quilt for the exhibition. We do a visitor's choice, so they get to vote on which quilt they liked. We had over 40 quilts on display, and every single one got a vote or more, so that was nice. And then I've done a couple of sewing workshops recently. We've got a really lovely place near in Launceston, which is about 25 minutes away from me, just over the border into Cornwall, called Cowslip Workshops, and they do beautiful workshops. And there's a lady called Janine Pope. If you've watched some of my sewing sections before, I did the figures, the reverse applique figures with her. I don't know where they are. I can't find them. I don't know what I've done. They're filed away. They're put away somewhere safe because again they're going to be hung once. And she does these. Her heritage is Norwegian. I think her mum was Norwegian. She said. So she does like I'm going to flash this very quickly. So it was a pattern to do like a wreath of, but it has her little gnomey people in the middle. But she had this as like a wall hanging, but then she also had made a quilt of the little elements of these of the pattern, and then did like a really just a really scrappy wonky log cabin design around the outside. And I was like, I really liked it. I liked the original like wreath design, and that's obviously why I did the workshop. I'm just gonna but I really loved the quilt. And I started the tree in the middle with the people around it, but my sewing machine had a bit of a meltdown, so I've had to throw that bit away, which was really disappointing. It started going like really loopy with the thread. I think the thread was too thin. My machine really didn't like it. So I started doing some of the little smaller individual elements. So this is my polar bear with his little scarf on. I'm gonna so you draw it on. This stuff is called stitch and tear, and you literally can tear it. It's like a stabilizer that you can sew onto. So you draw your pattern onto the stitch and tear, and then and then you've got your fabric on the other side, but effectively you're sewing from this side, so you can't really see what's going on this side, which is where I went wrong with the tree. I should have checked earlier. So I used like a grey, but it's not quite dark enough, so I'm going to get over it again in a darker grey. And then I've got this like flannel for his scarf. I'm going for like a bluey turquoise theme, I think. Oh, where's my little birdie gone? Oh, there he is. So then I did the bird with his little crown on, and it again is scarf. So we're going very bluey grey, but with the occasional touch of this. And again, so I've gone over him a few times, so maybe I just need to go, rather than going darker, I just need to go over the polar bear so you can see the difference where I can't get my coordination going. I've gone over the bird probably 2 or 3 times, where I've probably only gone over the polar bear once or twice. And I was on this workshop, and the lovely Jilly Makes was on there as well, so that was nice to see her. And the next one I've done is an angel, so that's what, but this is like I've only half done this, so I've used some, I've got to I've got to unpick this bit of her face and move her face over. This has got a little bit of sparkle on it as well, so it's like a fine webbing. So I've used some just white felt wool, or white wool, like flannel type stuff, and then I've put the sparkle over the top and then stitched over it. And then so you do it bigger, and then you cut around, making sure you don't cut your stitches. So I've just got to sort her face, move her head over a bit. I can crack on with that, but that's going to be probably an all year thing by the time I do, so by the time I do it, like I've got the snowman, and then I've got the big tree to do in the middle, and he's quite cute, this little reindeer dude, but obviously I'm trying not to show the pattern too much because it's not my pattern. So I really enjoyed that. And then this Saturday just gone, so I did that at Cowslip, and then through my quilt group we organised a day's workshop. Oh, it was it was Saturday and Sunday because we had quite a lot of interest in it. So it was a 2-day workshop with a lady called Kat Rowe. There's her information. She is textileillustration.co.uk, and we were doing stitched applique Christmas designs, and Kat had a few patterns, or you could do, so if you'd seen like a Christmas card that you really liked the colour scheme on, but you like the element of another one, you could take that across. But I just did one of her patterns, and this is my little snowman. Once you Kat had like a viewfinder frame that went over it. These socks, they were on a, so I bought a Christmas charm pack, and they were on one of the, like, all like mixed up over the design, and I thought they're perfect. So rather than cutting socks out and doing either like little bits of pieces of different colours or just doing the socks all one colour, I cut those out. So, and I just really like the blue and pink, like a turquoisey and pink colour scheme for Christmas. But it was just to give us an idea of the technique, really. So, and I bought a few of Kat's patterns as well, so you get all the like cutting instructions. And I thought he was really something. I love the tradition of like a robin and a post box. So then, and I also bought some springy summer themed ones. I thought they were really cute. And then the other workshop that I talked about earlier was the block printing, Indian block printing, with a lovely lady called Louise, who's based in Plymouth. And she is, sorry for the rustling, I'm getting it out of the... She's a certified tutor with the Indian Block Company. And I did a workshop with her earlier in the year where I made a bag. Oh, here it is. Here's one I made earlier. So I made this bag, which was all sea themed. I love this little seagull dude. He's really cute. And where's the crab? Look at him, little crabby guy. Yeah, just to give myself the idea of block printing. And then I saw that she was doing a Christmas, like wrapping and cards and stuff, themed one. So I mentioned it to Rach, and Sophie wasn't available. So these are some of the tags that I did. Oh, the wrong way up. It's supposed to say ho ho ho, but I did it the wrong way up, so it said oh. The Indian Block Printing Company had a stand at Newbury, and we'd already booked for this, and I saw this little reindeer dude and I thought he was so cute. So I've done a few with him just peeking over the top. Rach did ones with penguins that were like half of the penguin. It was really cute. So that was the tags, and then we did cards. So again, the reindeer dude. This was a little hat, and then you can write people's names in there if you wanted to. Really sweet wreath. She's a really great teacher. This one didn't come out very well because it was a different type of paint. So it didn't, I pressed down too hard, and it's, so that's what it should have been, a little bauble. And little tree that says we wish you a Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas. And then we did wrapping paper. So I used the ho 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 and the Christmas hat and did a sheet of wrapping paper. And then I started on, so this is another rabbit hole that I've fallen down in, because I then came home and ordered loads of paint and loads more blocks and stuff. And then on this pinky paper, I just did some white reindeers, which I haven't finished yet. But I can finish now. Now my bits have arrived. I think that's all I've got to talk about. Now I've got to go and splice all these parts of videos together. So hopefully this will be uploaded later today. It's been lovely to spend time with you, and I'm hoping that now I can get onto a better schedule now that life has calmed down a bit. But there were several people yesterday who was like, oh, I miss your podcast, and I was like, I know, I really need to do one, but it's finding the time. And then Nigel said to me this morning, what are you going to do today then? Because he's fanning around in the garden probably. He's like, what are you going to do with yourself today? And I was like, I am going to record a podcast. Because it's one of those things, again, you've got to be in the frame of mind for it as well. So I had a fairly decent sleep last night. That's another thing that's been an issue, is I've not been sleeping well. So it was nice. I had a good sleep last night. I actually didn't wake up at all, I don't think, in the night. I know I didn't wake up till I woke up at like 6:45, which is good for me. That's it. Thank you very much for joining me. It's lovely to be with you all again. Take care, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye.